Hi, I'm Corey Gerard, and this is a clear message to all street gangs, part 2. So, street gangs are comprised of persons who follow bad examples in life, much like others did who came before they were even born. So this would indicate to us all that street gangs pretty much picked up on the bad habits of warring countries, racist organizations, and poor persons who made bad choices by joining street gangs in the first place. And these factors are why there has been gang conflicts between rival affiliations, but on a smaller scale as compared to full-blown wars amongst fighting countries. Racist perspectives certainly have factored into gang situations regarding the white, black, Hispanic, and Asian gangs not being comprised of racial variety and diversity, and poverty, which seemingly plagues inner city communities, usually houses the rough and tough, unfriendly gangbanger bunch. And poverty combined with an inner city setting is a much persuasive combo for young men and women to organize within peer groups referred to as gangs. And these people feel that they are at least a part of something that builds esteem in them, in which those gangsters can't get from their social status or living arrangements. I have a question. So why were street gangs allowed to organize for so long rather than having been disbanded a long time ago by sanctioned lawful authorities? Think about it. That is a very good question, because law enforcement has put forth great efforts to shut down other types of organized, established gang organizations, such as the cartels and mafia. But major street gangs have been allowed to operate for decades without having any great effort made to rid urban communities of them. And the reasons why that's the case is because a bunch of contained gang deaths each year within urban communities ensures that only poor minorities will constantly die for purposes of population control. Meaning, if you are a poor gangbanger minority, then you were certainly deemed most expendable by society's standardized, because they say that gangbangers are socially disruptive and violent and shouldn't have as much rights as regular folks do regarding the partaking and consumption of vital essentials in life, such as food, water, and air. And another main reason that street gangs are allowed to operate is because their continuance guarantees plenty of steady labor for the prison workforce, which is a form of industrialized slavery. Yes, it seems that the prison system is very much a profitable industry, just like other major corporations in the world. And this endeavor of incarceration might pay its penal workers like 8 cents an hour for doing back-breaking duties, and all the while companies on the outside are paying their employees $17 per hour for doing similar tasks as those who are incarcerated or locked up. Now, it is a proven that street gang members stand a better chance of being sent into the prison workforce much faster than regular people are, or even some other types of criminally intent. The fact of the matter is, if there were more gang members than there already are, then there would probably be even more gang-related murders each year, as well as many more being sent to prison. So think about it, homeboys and homegirls. The best way to kill off many poor minorities or to send them into forced slavery is to influence the impoverished conditions within communities so that a lot of persons will join gangs. And it seems that joining a street gang is the surest way for a person to make many enemies. And all of those enemies won't just result from other rival gangs or infighting, but rather the whole law enforcement community, which has proven to be more formidable to every single street gang there is and ever was, because the police seemingly are pretty much well resourced with enough guns and armaments to take on, small countries. So consider that fact as well. And the police are seemingly every street gang's worst nightmare. And it's not because the cops are necessarily tougher than any hardened gang member. It's because the police are not only well equipped to deal with just about any type of unlawful threat, they are also backed, endorsed, and supported by the system's majority. But street gangs are only supported by themselves of the minority. And these various street gangs usually think of themselves as rival enemies. But various law enforcement agencies don't behave in that manner because you never see them fighting each other over things such as different color police uniforms or territorial boundaries. So these various law authorities are smart enough to know that there are many mutual benefits to peacefully coexisting amongst each other. Now, many types of street gangs will probably respond to me by saying, it's not the same as it is with a street gang as compared to the police. And I would answer by saying, but why can't it be the same, especially if the benefits of peaceful coexistence can ensure the profitability of freedom from jail, incarceration, safety from a gang murder death, and a newfound solidarity by gaining outer gang cooperation amongst all gangs in a united way. Thank you, and stay tuned for part 3.